Good afternoon folks, welcome back to Celtic Fans TV. This is something a wee bit different in this video today. This lockdown has done funny things to people, and one of the strangest things it's done to me is forced me to rewatch the 2003 UEFA Cup Final. Now I know I can feel these all on the other side of the camera imploring me. I see people all the time, players and fans included, saying they'll never watch that game back, but I watched it back because I was 10 years old at the time. I can barely remember anything about the game other than the goals. Obviously I've seen clips of the goals again and again over the years, but when you're 10 years old you watch football totally different to the way you do as an adult. So I seen it pop up on my Twitter timeline a few weeks ago and I thought, you know what, I'm going to watch that because I want to see how the game went, and see where Celtic lost it and just look at it differently, because as I say, when you're 10 years old you've really no got any grasp of what's happening. So here are 5 things that I learned for watching the game back. The first thing that really struck me about the game was we struggled to create any chances. Obviously the game goes to extra time, so we play 120 minutes and I don't think we create any real clear-cut chances. Henrik Larsson scores 2 headers. The first one he's got absolutely no right to score. One of the best headers you'll ever see. Deep cross for DISGRACE to the back post. He gets up at such an acute angle and guides it in past PORTO'S. And then the second one's for a corner. He gets free at a corner and bullets another header. See, other than that, we created honestly next to nothing. I couldn't believe it when I was watching it back, because obviously I don't remember much for the game, as I've said already. So I'm astounded at how little we created in the game. It was cagey, as you'd expect a final to be, and Porto, maybe one of the most expansive team in the world, they did have the better of the chances. They didn't have a barrel of the chances either, but they did test Rab Douglas more than we tested Vitor Baia, and that was really strange because this Celtic team were really special. They beat so many big teams on the way there, convincing wins at places like Ewood Park and Anfield, beat some really big teams, but it just didn't seem to happen on the night in the final. And I just thought that was the thing that really stood out to me, that we created hardly any chances over 120 minutes. Defensively as well, obviously on a night where we didn't create many chances, to win the game we'd have had to be really strong at the back. And I think when you see the Porto goals back, as I say, I've seen many clips of them over the years, but when you go and see the 30-40 seconds of play that lead up to the goals, we were really poor defensively. Again, I don't want to be too critical of this team, but this is just such an iconic game that we all remember fondly, because getting to a European final was massive. But I just wanted to go back and see how it went, and I think defensively we were all over the place. The first goal, I think Vitor Baia actually takes a goal kick, he scuffs it, it hits off Henrik Larsson, and then they play a long ball. Yusuf Haran, I think, tries to clear it, absolutely sclaffs it off somebody, and Deco dinks it over to Alinachev, and I think the shot gets parried and Derlei is there to put it in. The third goal as well was really poor. Rab Douglas is a player that took a lot of flack that night, and again, another thing you always hear when people talk about this game is maybe if we had a Boric or a Foster in goals that night, we'd have won the UEFA Cup. I think that's really unfair on Rab Douglas. He was good throughout the whole tournament, and a really good servant for Celtic, and the defence in front of him that night didn't do him any favours, that's for sure. Again, probably the most popular story you hear about this game is that Porto's antics were a disgrace. The time wasting, the game management, as you'd probably call it nowadays. Cheating is the word that gets used most often. Porto were willing to do whatever it took to win the game, and that's, listen, they went and won the Champions League the next year. They were a really good team, but there was some things they done in the game that Celtic just wouldn't have done, and the game was close. For all I'm saying, we didn't create a barrel of the chances. We still managed 2 goals. It was neck and neck in extra time, and when Bobo Baldé gets sent off, that obviously changes the game. They end up going on to get the winner. So the game could have went either way, and there's no doubt that Porto's willingness to go into the dark arts and time waste when they got into the lead, and there's so many things. Like I kind of wish that Celtic were not more willing to act like that, but more defiant when that was what they were faced with. I'll tell you one of the things that really stood out to me in the game Delai's just scored for 1-0 to Porto in the first half, and about 30 seconds later he's on the right hand side with Didi Agat, and he absolutely blasts the ball against Didi Agat to win a throw-in, and then he celebrates afterwards, the kind of thing you would see Scott Brown doing in a derby or in a big game, trying to get everybody up for it, getting pumped up. And Didi Agat just kind of looks at him and he doesn't really react for like 4 or 5 seconds. That's the kind of situation where I'd have liked to see, okay, maybe Didi Agat's not the type of player to react to that confrontation in the same way that maybe a Neil Lennon or Alan Thompson would. I'd have liked to see like a fiercer reaction from him or for one of his teammates running over, because that was getting in his face. And I think that was just symbolic of the fact that, I don't know, there's so many factors in the game. I don't know whether it was the heat, it was getting near half time, but there wasn't really any reaction for the Celtic players, and I feel like there should have been, because he didn't need to do that, and it was a wee bit out of order, and I'd just like to see a better reaction. Like the way, can you imagine if somebody done that to Scott Brown? He'd be in their face. And I watched that and I thought, aye, that let them get mentally a little bit an upper hand. So there's no doubt that Antics are still a disgrace. Vitor Baia at the end, Delay himself, who ended up the match winner, goodness knows how he got man of the match. That's the next point I'm coming on to. He was a total disgrace. He gets stretchered off 3 times in the game. Like, doctors on, stretcher out, he gets on the stretcher, gets took to the side of the park, and then he comes back on, fine, 2 minutes later. 3 times he gets stretchered off in the same fucking game. So he was a disgrace. And listen, as I say, that probably was a major factor in how Porto went on to win it, because they were willing to go further than us in terms of all that dark art stuff. I've just talked about Delay getting man of the match there. I'll tell you something, Deco was the best player in the park by an absolute mile. As I said, there wasn't too many chances in the game, but again, the thing that stands out when you watch the whole game back, it was cagey, it was tight, there wasn't a lot of openings, but Deco was at the heart of everything good that Porto done. As I say that, the first goal where Valhan sclaffs the clearance, it comes to Deco, and he's the calmest man in the pitch because he picks out the dink to Alinachev, I think it is, who's free at the back post, and that unlocks the door for them. He was a man of the match by a mile. Delay probably got it because he scored the 2 goals. But aye, there's no taking away for how good Deco was. Obviously, he went on to win 2 European Cups, played for Barcelona, played for Chelsea, won Premier Leagues as well. So he was the best player in the park by a mile, other than Henrik Larsson. I think if Henrik Larsson, I mean, they get absolutely nothing to work with, and he still managed to score 2 absolutely outrageous headers. So I think if we'd have played a bit better, there's no doubt that Henrik Larsson would have been the match winner. He just didn't get very much to work with. But Deco, watching the game back for me, Deco was the best player in the park. And the last thing that jumped out to me watching it back is our bench was terrible. I know we missed John Hartson that night. He was a huge miss for us. Scored a lot of important goals on the road to Seville, at Celtic Vigo, at Liverpool. And he gave us a bit of something different. I think Chris Sutton played up alongside Henrik Larsson. Maybe kind of just behind him actually. I think John Hartson offered us something different. He was big, he was strong. It would have really set the cat amongst the pigeons in that second half. He'd probably have started the game if he was fit. But even as an option off the bench, he could have changed the game for us. I think when you look at the bench, it was Hedman, Lawson, Silla, Smith, Maloney and Fernandes. Sean Maloney comes off the bench. But in terms of changing the game going forward, think about getting into extra time, tiring legs. Who have we got there? I mean, Sean Maloney was a good young player at the time, but other than that, we've got nothing. We've got nothing to change the game. David Fernandes, Momo Silla, Jamie Smith, another young player. Ulrich Lawson obviously came on in the game as well for Joost Valhaeren, but that bench doesn't scream game changer in any way. I think that sort of lack of depth there, missing a big player like John Hartson, really hurt us, because when the game went to extra time, as I say, it was MDs. We didn't have anybody on the bench that we could put in the game who could make a difference at that level. Because as I say, Porto, brilliant team, say what you like about them, but they were excellent. They went on and won the Champions League the next year, so we needed something different to throw at them, and we just didn't have it because the bench was really, really poor that night. Anyway, that's nothing that I've said here is to be too critical about that Seville team, because they're all absolute heroes of mine. That's the team that made me fall in love with Celtic for when I was 7, 8, 9 years old. And what they achieved that year was absolutely phenomenal. I pity that we didn't win any trophies in the end, but you speak to so many fans, and until maybe the treble years that we're living through right now, a lot of supporters will tell you that Seville year was their most fond season when they think back following Celtic. And no wonder, because getting to a European final is such a major achievement, and that team were excellent. They beat some massive clubs along the way, but I just wish they could have done themselves a wee bit more justice in that final. And you hear Paul Lambert on open goal a couple of weeks ago saying it still hurts for him as well. Henrik Larsson saying that he's never watched the game back, and Paul Lambert says we just weren't at it, we didn't turn up. And I think that a bit sums it up. I think the players know that on that run to Seville they played so much better than that on so many occasions, and they had a much better performance within them, but for whatever reason on that night it just didn't come together. But listen, one of the best teams in Celtic's history, there's no doubt about that. Anyway, that's my curiosity satisfied. I can join the I will never watch that game again club. I just wanted to see, as I say, how the game looked as an adult, how it developed, how we played overall, because as I say, as a 10-year-old, I don't remember anything for the game other than Larsson's goals. So, like the video, comment with your own thoughts below. Is there one thing that you think really cost us the game in Seville? And please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. We're just over 23,000 subscribers now, which is absolutely unbelievable. Yesterday was actually 2 years to the day since we launched the channel. It's been an absolutely incredible journey so far. 3.5 million views, as I say, 23,000 subscribers. Met so many brilliant people who contribute to the content week after week, and the channel would not be the same without them. And to all you guys for watching, it's been absolutely brilliant. We're only getting started, we're improving all the time, and we can't wait to get back to bring you some content for what is hopefully going to be a hugely historic season in Celtic's history. So like the video, comment your own thoughts below, click that subscribe button as well, keep up to date with all the videos. We're going to have transfer content coming out this week, so stay tuned for that as well. Cheers.